Support for Radio Friends comes from WWII Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact WWII Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, December 7th. This is Pearl Harbor Day. A day that will live in infamy, as many people remember that. And JOAN STACK is with us from the State Historical Society, and we're going to deal with Pearl Harbor Day today, right?
Yes, I will actually be giving a Zoom presentation tomorrow on December 8th at 11 o'clock. You can get the registration for this Zoom presentation for free on the State Historical Society of Missouri website.
Okay, so if they just go to the State Historical Society website, that is shsmo.org.
That's right.
You get all the information that you need to sign up for the presentation. So what will happen during the presentation?
Well, as you may know, I think I've talked to you before about this, that we have been showing cartoons by the two-time Pulitzer Prize-winning cartoonist Daniel Fitzpatrick, who worked for the Post-Dispatch. We've been chronicling the history of World War II from 1939 with the German invasion of Poland all the way up to the VJ Day in 1945. And we've done 3 different installments over the course of this year. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover all those cartoons, 42 different cartoons, wow. And I'm going to tell the story of World War II through these cartoons.
When you're talking about these particular cartoons, you are going to have them on the screen.
That's right.
Okay.
So you'll see them, and occasionally I might show an extra cartoon that might provide, not extra cartoon or an extra image that might provide a little context. But what I really like about this, for people who are visual like myself, seeing images really makes it seem more real. It really brings that history to life. And what people will be seeing is what Missourians saw during World War II. Yeah. Those at home, the way they learned about what was happening.
Were many of these in the Post-Dispatch?
All of them were in the Post-Dispatch.
Any from the St. Louis Globe-Democrat? Do you remember?
Well, we do have some, but we're following Daniel Fitzpatrick. So
he was the Post-Dispatch.
Yeah, and he was a world-famous cartoonist. His cartoons ran in other papers as well. It was a Pulitzer. He was a Pulitzer artist. So other Pulitzer papers would run these cartoons. So these were seen by Missourians for sure, but also by people all over the country. And they're cartoons, but very few of them are humorous. Most of them really get to the essence of kind of the horrors of what was happening, the fear that people were experiencing. I mean, we start with the invasion of Poland, which is a giant Nazi swastika steamrolling over the city. We go through the genocide, the U.S. joining the war after Pearl Harbor. We go through the whole thing, and we've got about 7 cartoons for each year. So you're getting a snapshot of various important events during the war.
How do you prepare for that? I mean, that's a lot of work, Joan.
Well, the great thing is I've already put these exhibitions up. So I've already gone through and chosen the cartoons, and I've already written something about them. So I've done a lot of the work throughout this year.
Yeah.
So now it's sort of consolidating it. And in fact, I brought an image today, and I can, I was trying to think, there's so many images, it was difficult to choose just one. But the one I chose, I thought was important for what we do at the State Historical Society. It's called Looter Number 1, and it ran in 1943. But it is about the looting of the cultural heritage of the occupied countries. And you may have seen the film Monuments Men, which was about this, that the Nazis were going in and they were looting the art galleries, they were also taking technological equipment, they were even kidnapping workers and women and bringing them into their work camps, etc. So this image shows a kind of a monstrous, brutal
it's
figure.
Very powerful. Very powerful.
And he has got an armful of stuff, including a painting, and you can see some jewelry and all kinds of things, tools. And then he is carrying that stuff, but he's also dragging a female figure by the hair. So there's this sense, the female figure, of course, represents real people who were kidnapped, but it also represents sort of the essence of what he was doing, like just
it's pure evil. It's pure evil.
Yeah, and what we do at the State Historical Society is preserve that cultural heritage for the people of Missouri. So I think we can feel the intense pain of losing that. And that is what was happening to some of these people. Now, this is just one of many images in the exhibit, but it does show you, for example, that these images are not funny. A lot of them are profound and powerful.
And it's important to preserve that and to talk about it. For those of us who did not live through World War II or experience it, there are listeners and viewers out there who did.
Yes, I know.
And they can still feel that pain and that horror and that terror that they were living through.
Yeah, my mother said that she was just a girl at the time when Pearl Harbor happened. But the first thing her mother, my grandmother, said to her after Pearl Harbor is Santa might have a little trouble this Christmas getting here.
Joan, thank you so much for coming by. You're always a pleasure, and you are so good at what you do. shsmo.org for the State Historical Society.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, and thank you for keeping going while I was having a voice problem. You're a real pro. You're a real pro. Something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Have a good day, and wear that mask when you go out. Bye-bye.